what should the priority be in the next 12 to 24 months? And so when we have the 6th anniversary of Katrina and the 7th anniversary of Katrina, we can go back and say, what was achieved? What were those measurables? I'll start with Kim.
Citizen participation and accountability. I think we are at the point now where we all have to be, as citizens, absolute grown-ups about the recovery of this city as it relates to crime, as it relates to education, as it relates to health care, all the many issues that we could spend a day talking about.
And so when you say citizen involvement, you're talking about if it's crime, look, community policing group that
right.
On the streets. If it comes to education, you're talking about who's actually showing up at PTA meetings and things along those lines.
Exactly right. We have to show up at the polls. We've got to vote. But there's got to be a sense that the recovery is going to happen community, person by person and community by community. We should know that here's a sure thing. If the city of New Orleans has another hurricane, you cannot be assured that someone is going to show up to either get you out
right.
or give you food or shelter. So, we all have to be prepared moving forward to not only take care of ourselves, but also to take care of what's going to happen over the next 12 to 24 months.
Jarvis.
The police department has to be completely and utterly reformed. You have 18 officers now accused of either murder or covering up murder. You have 2 more that have received a target letter for possible murder, and crime is rampant. So you can't have this murderous police department and low crime in the rest of the city. So you really, really have to get a hold of the police department and quickly.
Sabrina?
And to continue on that, build public trust. I mean, Mayor Landrieu has said the crime problem is his #1 priority. He concedes that the vast majority of the people in the community do not trust New Orleans police officers' jobs. We still have too many low-wage jobs in this city. Now, I'll be the first to tell you that education and the lack of a educated workforce is a huge problem, so we've got to keep pushing when it comes to educating people in New Orleans, young kids.
Gerard?
I would say budget. Budget has to be a concern of every citizen and understanding how the money of the city is being spent. The money of the city, $500 million as far as our budget is concerned. And a lot of the community meetings that are happening now, a lot of people are going to those meetings in each district of the council. And I went to a couple of them just to see how they would go. And a lot of the citizens of the city are saying, I want. But I would say that the citizens have to start understanding that you're going to have to do without, and probably for the next 12 months, and understanding what are the services that you can do without, and start making some decisions for yourself instead of letting your elected officials make those decisions for you.
I'll close it at the end of the day, education, but I'm thinking long term, and that is if you're not educating your students today and they're not going to universities here, they're likely going to move away. And so you're not creating a generational situation where they say, I see opportunities in New Orleans, I can stay here, I can thrive here. When you look at Houston, I'm sorry, they went from public schools to Texas Southern University to staying in the city, creating businesses, buying homes. And so now you have this whole group of people who actually stayed there and they say, I can thrive here. If people do not believe that there's a future in a city, they will try to get out as fast as they can. And I believe the education system is there. And so the people out there who are criticizing it, either you get in the game or you shut the hell up. Either you stand up and say, I'm going to be a participant in trying to fix this. And what you also, Kim, don't do is sit here in this city and just complain about, well, here's what other folks are doing. They're taking our district. Vallis is doing this and doing that. I'm sorry, you have a piece of ownership. And if you sit on the sidelines, then you cannot open your damn mouth.